Hey, welcome back. I'm going to work on showing how to make presets, how to load presets, and I might even show you behind the scenes a little bit. A chat tool that I've been working on that helps you build presets with natural language. So, um, presets are small JSON files that indicate all of the parameters, algorithms, and settings that are in a particular, well, we'd call it a preset, but it's like a patch within the disting NT. So, in the main menu at the top, hidden away a little bit, is the new preset. I've just done that here, and you'll get a preset called init. You can click the pencil, give it a different name, whatever you like. You can also go down here to the file browser and load a preset. Here I'm in the community folder, and let's load this Lorentz sequence, which I just tested out, and it has a kind of a nice grungy bass sound to it. You can also export a preset, which I won't go into here, but it pulls all of the algorithms together and saves the actual preset file into a zip file that you can share. And those zip files can then be dragged and dropped back into this file browser. So anyway, we'll load this. So you end up loading a preset, and it will load all of the algorithms. Some presets from the community just, they play automatically. Some of them you need to figure out how to play, or some of them have instructions for how you would patch the inputs and outputs to make them useful. But that's the basics behind it. So I'll just clear this preset. Just go to new preset. There's also menu items in here to save the preset, or if you notice here, let's just make a temp. Give this thing a name. You can see here that there's a little star beside the name. Might be a little hard to see in the YouTube video, but if there's an asterisk beside your preset name, that means that it's a dirty preset, and you need to save it. So, the regular Command S or Control S will save. You can also find all of the shortcuts by doing Command/ or Command ? And that gives you a bunch of different hotkeys inside of the app. I've also gone through and I've added a chat to the application, and I've got this configured right now for my what do I have it configured for? I have it configured for GPT 5.5, but I'm out of credits there for some reason. So I'm going to switch back to Anthropic here for a moment and see if we can raise the beast. Just say hello. Nope. I guess not. Let's see if I can do it this way. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I can demonstrate this. Restart. So I'm showing right now a chat feature that's built into the app. You can show and hide it by clicking on this chat button. And you have to configure your provider here, either OpenAI or Anthropic. OpenAI has the ability to talk to local models. So if you're familiar with how to set up local models, you can also use that. And effectively, a lot of the user manual and a lot of information about all the algorithms is built into this. It works really well for larger models. Right now I'm just using Anthropic's Haiku for 4.5, I believe. And it is capable of doing this, but it's not that smart. But you can ask it questions about your preset. For example, let's say I'll load Lorenz sequence and then I'll mute it. Actually, I'll just mute it right now so that we don't have to hear it at the moment. So we'll load Lorenz sequence in here and we'll just ask what are the inputs and outputs of this preset. So it has access to looking in there. It says that slot 0 is chaos. We already know all that. It has no physical inputs, but it has outputs 1 through 4 are active. And it's using some aux buses to route the signals around. And that's basically about it. You can do things like you can basically say make a new preset and blank is good. And then you can go in and I'm going to add the wonderful poly lo-fi made by one of our community members and just load that up. Now, poly lo-fi takes MIDI input, and I have a MIDI controller here. Hopefully this works. Maybe not. Hold on. I'll just get that working. Okay, so I've got the poly lo-fi running here, and I've fixed up my MIDI situation. It sounds like this. And I'll just add a little bit more reverb tail onto this. Take some of the distortion out. Now, there's a lot of parameters in here. Filter parameters, amp parameters, LFOs, all kinds of stuff. And one could spend a lot of time learning this, or you could ask the chat to make presets for you. Please make a poly lo-fi preset that sounds stellar. And so it's going to look at the parameters and basically, oh wow, that's not exactly what I was asking for. But let's see what happens. This could be a bit much. It's not exactly what I asked for. And that's what this thing is really good at doing is sort of not what you want. Um, a bit of a happy accident machine, maybe even an unhappy accident machine. So um, we'll talk about it later, but there's features inside the app to save and restore snapshots. So it's trying its best here to finalize things. I think it realized that it already had the poly lo-fi, so it's just adding effects to it now. So let's hear what that sounds like. It's kind of crazy. How about something airy and beautiful? So it can go off and look at what algorithms you have, and it will make you a preset, and then perform all the routing for it as well. Just kind of fun to watch. See if I can catch it in the act. Sometimes it's fun to watch it rewiring everything. Now this one, at first look, doesn't look like it's going to do anything. But boy, am I wrong. What is that? Texture. So it's got the texture synthesizer. It's basically got clouds. It's a poly wavetable into clouds, into a reverb clouds. So that's kind of crazy. It also, like, the chat knows what CPU it's at, and it can help you out with debugging things and just a bunch of stuff like that. So have a look at that, see if it makes sense, and feel free to send me some questions on how to get it set up with your model. I'm not saying it's useful, it's just interesting sometimes. The better the model you can hook this to, the more interesting the stuff becomes. So it's kind of interesting. So when I did that last preset, the texture synthesizer was in there, and I didn't notice, but it was spiking the CPU, and that's what made it sound so jiggly. So I added Corruptor instead, which is a plugin that I wrote that is similar to Databender in a couple of different ways, and so I'll let you hear that instead. So yeah, poly wavetable. I guess we probably want a different wavetable. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, it looks like the CPU meter is a little freaked out at the moment, but I'm now sitting at 38% and 42% instead, which is better than it was. So yeah. Let's go have a look at Corruptor. Move that up. Yeah. And then take the time up and the repeats down. Mix is 100% because we're all doing parallel here. Go for a break and some corruptedness. And let's go for, what is this now? Here we go. This is what I want. Let's go for micro. Anyway, you have to play with that for a while to get anything that sounds decent, but it's kind of a fun plugin. Speaking of plugins, cut. Let's talk about plugins now. We have a plugin manager built into here, and looks like I have some updates that I can do. So you can schedule updates to happen, and those come from a website that I created called NT Gallery, and the gallery is effectively just a place where all of the developers can set up their own GitHub repositories for everybody to download from. So I'm not hosting anything, I'm just sort of setting up the links between everything. Looks like Poly-Lo-Fi was updated, which is awesome. And I made some small changes to NT Elements, which is Mutable Instruments Elements code ported to the NT. And I think we have about 65 plugins or something. What is it? No, 50 it says. But there's some that are collections, and the collections have many plugins inside them. Where's some of the collections? I think Oz put a collection up. Anyway, yeah, there's a couple plugin collections in here. This also allows you to back up all your plugins. You can install from a file, reboot your device from here, or refresh your gallery. And so it's a way to get new plugins onto your device. Everything from low pass gates to sequencers to effects, a lot of different effects. And yeah, they're all really good quality. Amazing work by everybody in the community. All right. I think that's all I'm going to talk about right now. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.